Hi, everybody. Welcome to my webinar. I'm so glad you guys have decided to join, and let's get to it. So the first thing I want to do is talk about divorce. Coping with divorce is hard. It's not easy, and there are some issues that people feel, teenagers like especially, or like they feel like they have been like abandoned, or like their parents just like are giving up on them, or a lot of the times they feel like they're the problem, and that's not all true. And the first step to coping with divorce is understanding why you have resentment towards who you have resentment towards for this. And if it's in context to like a step parent, you probably feel like your parent is being replaced, or like your step parent is trying to take the parent you have, away from you. So it is important to learn about whatever is causing your resentment, because then you can take the action to fix it. The second thing we're going to talk about is auto-blaming. So auto-blaming, I used to auto-blame my stepdad all the time, and I didn't even notice that it was happening. I would constantly blame him for taking taking something from me when that wasn't necessarily the case. And it was like I wasn't taking responsibility for my actions, and I really, really needed to. And so I felt like that was incredibly, like, it wasn't good at all. I was like, some ridiculous thing, like I was blaming him for like my room being messy or something, when that wasn't the case. Like, he had nothing to do with my room being messy. I had everything to do with my room being messy. And it's like the sense of like, you continue to blame this person because you feel like they're the reason for all your problems. But you just have to take a minute to step into their shoes and understand that they have issues as well. Like, I'm sure that person is wondering like, oh, like, why do you hate me so much? Like, I just try to care for you and like give you as much love as I can, and I'm not trying to replace your dad or your mom or whoever you're trying to replace. I'm just trying to be there for you, and you're constantly hating on them. And so it's like, it's a good like reality check. Like, you have to understand that not everybody is the problem. Like, you have your own problems as well, and you have to take responsibility for them. So the next thing is regretting wasted opportunity. I spent so much time regretting so much, or like now I regret so much from the past that I should have just let go. So my stepdad and my mom and I went traveling for half a year at least. And that entire time I just spent like hating traveling. Like, everybody would tell me, oh, you're so lucky, like you get to travel and like see all these places. And like, a lot of people from my hometown would tell me that, and some of those people haven't even left Washington. And I would say, oh, well, I'm not that lucky. Like, if you knew the situation I was in, well, you would think differently. And that's like, it was so selfish of me to say that, and so like insecure. Like, I don't know, it was terrible. But I was like blocked because I was just constantly hating my stepdad for everything that he would do to me. But I wasn't like seeing clearly that everything that he was doing for me was helping me. It was him trying to be there for me, because I didn't know the actual situations that I was in before everything happened. And so it was like, I spend now like regretting every moment of those trips that I wasted on just wanting to hate and hate and hate my stepdad, because I could have had so much fun. Like, I went to Paris, I went to Rome, I went to London. I had so much fun, but like that entire time was like blocked. It was like I was putting up a wall, and I was just constantly hitting it, and so it was like I needed to just let go and understand that he's trying to give me a good time, and he's not trying to like replace my dad or take away like anything from me. He's just trying to be there for me, to support me and make sure that I have a good childhood. But I didn't understand that until now, or a little bit after that. But we went to London for a UPW event, which is a Tony Robbins event. And it was for my birthday. And they told me, oh, we're going to go to Paris for your birthday. And I was super excited to go to Paris. I've always wanted to go to Paris. And so we got to London, and he's like, we're still going to Paris. We just want to make a quick stop first. So we got to London, and we got into this really big building. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this surprise? Like, they wouldn't tell me what it was because it was a surprise. And when I got there, I saw Tony Robbins, and I automatically shut down. I hated it. I thought it was the worst birthday present ever, and that they were being selfish for making me go to this event because they just wanted to go to it. They just called it my birthday present. And that was totally wrong. Like, after those few days, I could not regret anything. That was the best experience that I've had, like one of the best experiences I've ever had in my entire life. And it was so inspiring, and like, I just had so much fun. But I was, once again, it was like, I'm regretting wasted opportunity, because that entire time I had a wall, and it was being blocked by all of the insecurities that I had about like Andreas trying to take my dad's spot or anything that was happening. And that was not the case. And so I think it's incredibly important to like understand, like, that's not like, your step parent is not trying to ruin your life. Most of the time, if they're your step parent, they're not evil. They're just there to be a step parent and to help you through your problems. And so after that trip, it was time to go to Paris. And my stepdad had said, do you want to go anywhere else? Like, we can take a train to go somewhere else if you want to, like, before we go to Paris, like, 'cause we have 3 more days, we can split it in half. Like, one day we go to somewhere else, and then we can do a train ride the next day to Paris, and then spend a day in Paris, and then go back. And that moment, I once again shut down, because I was automatically thinking, oh, well, if we're going to go to Paris, like what happened? Like, we were supposed to spend this entire trip going to Paris, and now we're going to London, and apparently now you want to go somewhere else. And I think this also made me have like anger towards my mom, because she was the one that suggested going to the next place, which we went to Rome, and for a day. And then the day after that, we went to Paris, and we stayed there for another day. And like, now I would not regret anything that I did that time. It was such a fun experience, and like, I had so much fun, and I'm so glad that I split up that time to go somewhere else instead of spending all that time in Paris. Because even though, yes, I have wanted to go to Paris since I was like 3, I still went to Paris. I still got that experience, but I also got the experience of going somewhere else and getting like a different diverse culture and all that. And I got to see so much, and it was so awesome. But like, still, while I was there, I'm regretting wasted opportunity, because I had a wall, and everything, it was like, oh, I'm happy. No, I can't be happy. I have to be mad. I have to be mad at Andreas, because he's ruining my life right now. He's just trying to like make me feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a great time. And like he's trying to take my dad away from it. And like, it was a wrong mindset, and I just needed to change my mindset and realize he is not the enemy. And that was one thing that I was constantly doing. So now the third thing, oh wait, that was the third thing. The third thing. Okay, so the last thing is my low-cost product. I have 6 steps to go from feeling misunderstood by your step parent to feeling free and understood. It is $27.97. It gives you a much better look into everything we had just talked about, plus so much more. There's a limited time offer of $19.79 for 24 hours. there is a limited number of slots, so if you want to get in there, you should hurry up. I will put the discount code in the web or in the chat here. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I'm so glad that I got to do this. I had such a good experience, and I'm so glad that I get to share my experiences with everybody, because I have all this knowledge that I've built up from all this time resenting people, like my step parent, and like going through all my divorce, or my parents' divorce, not mine. And it's just, I'm actually really blessed that I get to give others who are feeling like upset, or like they're confused and they don't really know what's happening, and they feel resentment towards somebody, that they shouldn't, a way to work around that and understand like everything isn't black and white. So thank you so much for watching. Is there any questions?
Sorry, I have to unmute myself. So you said it was, oh.
Marissa, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Go right ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was just, what were the 6 steps in your product that you were having?
Go ahead, Jen.
6 steps, like all of them?
Mm-hmm.
I have auto-blaming, regretting wasted opportunities, and victimizing yourself. Understanding people are not their behaviors. Gratitude, forgiveness, and boundaries.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, Marissa, thank you for sharing that and your personal story. That's awesome. How long have you, did I miss that part? How long